Okay, this is Michael with Digital T-Shirt Shop. I cannot express adequately my level of frustration. I had a couple of shirts that had some problems come to light, and I've talked to other people, and other people haven't had these problems. And so I went and I did this test printing the other day, and I haven't done anything about it since. What I did though, this one's 35, 40, 45, 50, 55. There's a 60 in here, 60, 65, 70. Washed one time, one wash. They seem to be, I could notice a couple problems when I took them out of the wash, but it wasn't until I took them out of the dryer that there was a real problem that was apparent. And a number of the images had folded in on themselves, and the images were actually completely stuck together. But this is an example. This is the 35, 40. Again, this is just one wash. Let's see where we're at. 45, 50. You can see all the little spots where all the colors come off. 55, this one's actually not too bad right here. You've got a little bit of it kind of happening down through here. But this is what really throws me off. This is the 55. Then look at 60. 60 went right back to it. 60 is really bad. 50 is pretty bad. 55 is not so bad. 55 is where I was setting most of the shirts. On my other shirts, I just haven't had this problem. Even the ones that I'm wearing, I haven't had this problem. So it boggles my mind. 65. 55. 60, bad. 65, worse. And then 70, not quite so bad. Which kind of perplexes me a little bit too. 35 is one of the worst. That has some of the most pre-treatment on it. Puts the heaviest coat on. 35, 40, 45, 50. Seems like it starts to get a little bit better, a little bit better, a little bit better. Hits 55, gets better. 60, worse. 65, worse. And then 70 better, which the 70, I don't know. So I've gone and I've done some looking around online. I've went and read a bunch of articles. I went and looked at the T-shirt forum. Let's see how bad this row is. I went and looked at the T-shirt forum and was kind of looking for some solutions. And this, there's some things. There's some options. So, one option is they have a couple of things. One is use less pre-treatment. Well, 55 is less than the 30, but it's not as less as 70. Okay. One thing that I was hearing was the Teflon sheets that I'm using possibly are not allowing for as much heat. Another option that I heard was to wipe down the Teflon sheet. Go ahead and use the Teflon sheet, but wipe it down. But when I went to wipe it down, I got all this residue on the shirt that I wiped it down with, which kind of surprised me. All of this is residue that came off of the Teflon sheet, and so I wondered if kind of one of the things they were talking about was crystallizing on it. And they suggested that you heat press it for 5 seconds. You lift it. You wipe off the moisture. You heat press it for 5 seconds. You wipe off the moisture, like the sound effects there. And then 30 seconds you finish it. Obviously I have it set more, but I guess the idea is a completely dry shirt. Now obviously the more pre-treatment you put on it, the less dry the shirt is. And that is something that I've kind of been a little curious about as I pull it out, whether it's just hot or it's hot and moist, or whether it feels moist because it is hot. Take it out. I've set it aside, waiting to print it. No, I'm not sure. It seems as though there were a few other solutions out there as well. Using the parchment paper instead and being able to tell whether it's cured by sliding it off. I kind of got down to the 55 on these because it put less pre-treatment on and it was less visible around the shirt. I did wonder, there was one that I had printed and I noticed after I had pre-treated it, if I ran my fingers across it, it seemed like there was a chalky film or something that would kind of wipe off. And I wonder if that's what I was seeing on the bottom of the press when I wiped the press down, that kind of was showing up on that shirt. So I don't know. So I'm going to run some more tests tonight. I'm going to do a few of these, and I'm going to heat press them, pre-treat them, heat press them, print them, and wash them, and see if we get some better results. You have people buying stuff from you. They're buying something with an expectation that it's going to meet a standard, a quality. Want to make sure that they get that. Previously, I was feeling confident with that, with the settings I was using, because I'm wearing those shirts and they're working. And I wonder if some of this that kind of threw it off was maybe when we got into the volume of shirts that we were doing, we started to see some of the problems come about from that. With maybe they weren't drying enough, maybe they weren't. Maybe the thing was getting chalky, maybe they were crystallizing, I'm not quite sure what it was. I'm pretty confident though, feeling that it's a pre-treatment issue versus an ink or printer issue though. So anyways, but that's kind of what we got. That's kind of what I'm going through. It is kind of one of those things that it's like, oh my gosh. It's the last thing that I really want to bring up, and it's the last thing that you want to talk to people about and tell them, hey, are you going to really get a good shirt from me? I want to sell more shirts, but how can I sell more shirts and feel confident that you're actually going to get something of quality from me? I want it to last 50 washes, 100 washes. I want the shirt to wear out before the print comes off of it. I don't want it to crack and peel off, any of those things. And right now I just can't feel super confident that that's what people are getting. But at the same time, I'm perplexed because, again, the previous shirts that I was doing were working just fine. They're working just fine, and all of a sudden they started not appearing to work quite just fine. So but we're gonna figure it out. So I'm gonna try a couple of these things, see if what I talked about there, or some other solution here that I found earlier today might work just a little bit better. The problem was some of the other solutions were using different equipment, and so there's kind of an anomaly there, I guess, between you know, I didn't find anybody specifically using the exact same equipment that I'm using, and so I'm kind of looking for kind of the best solution for me. Anyhow, but there you go, digital t-shirt shop. Hope you enjoyed listening to my failure there. I would chalk that one up as a failure, and you know, hopefully we get it fixed here. I've been waiting to print a few shirts because I wanted to make sure I worked this out beforehand and got it kind of retweaked and make sure that we're getting good quality prints to people. So and there you go. Yeah, thanks, bye.